Greetings, I am Luz.
And I am Scandal.
And let's play a game together.
All right,
well, we have entered the thick of the drama where it seems like our parents may be secretly dating each other, and Bern is going, you know what, they could just be hanging out as adult consenting friends who just like to do shit together and don't have to tell their kids absolutely everything ever. And our good Joey here is like, you know what, you don't understand because, like, but after knowing that they secretly see each other off like this, like, I just can't help but think. And so he's really saying you're wrong because I can't help but think.
Yeah, that's
like he's positing no new evidence at all. And if you didn't come here from the last episode, apologies, because you'll need a little bit of context there.
Yeah.
But like he's going, let me refute your thing that friends can just have fancy dinners together with I got a feeling.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what that is.
Yeah, I get it. I put my arm around Joey. Now I must caretake for you. He doesn't
Even more.
seem happy at all.
So he's grabbed hold of you so that you won't fall, and then you've stood there, and then you reach over, and she's super, super awkward at this point, like profoundly so.
What's wrong, bud?
That thing of where, you reach over to someone and you sort of like that awkward, like stiff pat on the shoulder.
Uh-huh.
Hey there, buddy, are you okay?
Also,
this is her going into, you're grabbing a hold of me and you're telling me our parents are both lying to us and secretly dating, and you're going, you seem distressed. Hey there, buddy.
Also, I'm like, I am really, like, Bern is really in deep levels of denial here that Joey has tried aggressively to fucking hit on her and going like, it can't be the fact that then we would be siblings if they ever got, actually married.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's pissing you off. Like, I can't make that extrapolation at all because I don't like you.
So
like,
I'm
this
not,
is so much Bern going, I don't like Joey. What the shit, you guys?
Like,
Joey looks deep into my eyes.
Don't you if you look at it, like, don't you see the problem, like the big problem, like the problem is to everything, like I keep trying to talk to you about, and like I keep trying to like scoot in on your life, like I've been trying to do since I got here, like trying to get back in that position that I was in, like, when I was 14, like, don't you see that problem?
I shrug, since I honestly don't see it, because I can't let myself see it.
Because they are consenting adults. What does their life have to do with ours at all?
And
really?
Because I don't consider you and you're just Joey.
You're not.
What's wrong, Joey?
What's wrong?
Daddy will be happy.
You seem unhappy about your mom's experience. What's going on with that?
I don't get it.
Are you saying you're okay with you're okay with if our parents date? Are you saying you're fine if our parents are dating each other? Like you're just cool with that?
Can you imagine the fact that they would be boning and they would be fucking on the floor and it'd be terrible, and we have to consider the fact that they'd be in the bed and it'd be hot and heavy, and then they have a grand old time and it's consenting and they love it and everybody's just going to and it would be the stuff and the thing burn. Whoa!
Don't you just have to think about the fact that like they could really be enjoying each
and
other in like an
people
adult way,
having
just
relationships is
like
gross.
just like your dad and his me time, but they would be at a them time instead of his me time, and like that's even like weirder than I just don't want to think of my mom that way.
I nod nonchalantly.
Real casually, yeah, I do see. I don't see that you're speaking. Yes, nodding. You have spoken words.
I hear you. Yeah, why not?
I don't. I'm really. You don't have a problem with our parents dating each other? No. Never. Why should I? I feel like I'm supposed to.
Both of them are single now.
Yeah, Bern is not getting this at all. Like, Joey is from this really, like, aggressive position of, this is a problem, and Bern is going, I don't understand. We're talking about them, right? Yeah, we're talking about them. Okay, so talking about them, right? Yeah, them! Right, so, well, what if they really are dating? I mean, what if they get married? Like, haven't you thought about what if the two of them get together and they just they get married? If they are actually are dating and then they just tie the knot?
I laugh. He is obviously worrying too much because I already don't like him. I mean, it's fine. What is he worrying about? I don't understand. Like, I would never say that because he would hurt me. Actually, or put me in a corner, and I really don't have a. Let's not. I'm just gonna go ahead and say bye.
Maybe he just, is worried that her mom won't be happy, that, the wedding will be too expensive, or the logistics of her moving in here, or versus their house or something. Maybe he thinks it'll just be really complicated for her life.
What's the problem?
I just, brain freezing up. Okay, so I feel like this is one of those conversations where you're talking to someone and you're feeling this really aggressive gravity that they're throwing at you, but you're not knowing where it's coming from at all. Like, you don't have that connection that, a reader reading it would have. So if you're reading this book and this is Bern and Joey, you're sitting there going, oh my God, this is bad. But if you're Bern, you're just going, what are we even talking about?
Uh-huh.
And it's like, because you're such a different place than the other character, it's profound. Go ahead.
I actually love that, but because that kind of reminds me where I've read basically young adult novels once in a while, and where you're just kind of like, this one character is freaking out about something, and you're kind of like, the author is trying to push a love triangle, and it's not working because the main character doesn't give a fuck.
And
the other character, or they are giving a fuck, and the other character's just like, what are you talking about? What? And they just kind of like are walking off in the other direction, and you're like, oh my god, the author is trying to force the characters to give a shit about each other, and they don't, and it doesn't work. And so they create artificial drama until the other one basically gets explicitly said in their face, and then they go, oh no! I never could do it's the way he thought. And that's kind of want to murder the author because then suddenly they have to care about something that they clearly don't get along about.
And that's one of those things too, where the author, I've had a number of those teen romances where there's an experience where the author is like, I'm going to essentially force a love triangle, but it doesn't fit with the way I've written the characters. And then it's like the person of interest doesn't get it because they're not interested. And then they finally get it thrown in their face of, but I'm in love with you. And then suddenly it's drama instead of them going, oh, okay, then that's something to be aware of. And the thing is like, you don't have to respond, and not everyone does respond. I've had people occasionally like confess feelings for me that I had no idea about, and then I go, oh, okay, and then it's like, it's no big deal.
Right.
And it really, isn't. And once in a while, it makes the dude really, really mad, because I haven't had many people that aren't dudes interested in me in my life. That's just, I just don't apparently attract people other than dudes for the most part. And it's not that I wouldn't be interested if they, but...
But people who aggressively go after you tend to basically be of
guys.
the man persuasion.
They tend to be cis straight guys. That has been my experience most of my life. And the thing is it's like, there's this experience where if they're your friend, and they'll be like, but I'm in love with you, and you go, oh, and me being a logical person who's also just really quietly demisexual, sometimes more gray sexual kind of thing, I go, I didn't catch that at all.
Okay, so one of the things that I hate also about stuff like this, so imagine, guys, that this is in a trilogy, and I've seen authors do this, where basically they'll start the first book, where they start to vaguely introduce the possibility of that love triangle that doesn't work out and it doesn't make any sense, and you have the characters gunning basically for one of the other characters, then you have this sort of strange artificial drama that happens towards the end, and then suddenly in the second book, they're abruptly dating the other character.
And you're like, what?
What?
Anyway, so
I'm not talking about from experience at all.
I feel like this is what's happening here, that it really is like Byrne has no clue, or she's suppressing it so hard because she would be able to extrapolate because she's not stupid. What he's thinking about, but because she is not there emotionally at all, she's just like, and if you're actually talking about what you're actually saying you're talking about, then, and trying to guide him to, you can't say it's something bigger if you've said it's not something bigger.
Right? He suddenly puts his hands on the wall, either side of me.
He walks me gently back towards a wall and pins me against the wall.
Aggressively. Trying to control me. So this is one of the things where, sometimes I have enjoyed, the trope of basically, well, I don't remember what it's called in anime.
The whole wall spin thing, where they swing you around and then they pin you against the wall, but they don't actually touch you, they just have their hands beside your face.
Right, and I'm just kind of like...
Or beside your shoulders.
The fact that the character so strongly dislikes Joey, this is really creepy.
And the fact is he's basically, he's gone to, I'm going to demand conversation from you and access to you. I'm going to demand time with you via even your dad's permission. I'm going to demand access to your space even when you physically walk away from me and put a barrier in between. And now, I will touch you without asking, and now I'm going to physically cage you in.
Yeah.
This is intense.
I'm cornered by him.
What if I become your stepbrother, right? What if I become your stepbrother, huh? Ooh, will you be fine with that? Will you be fine with the experience that we'll be related? Are you okay with that? My stepsister? You'll be my stepsister?
Joey?
Yeah, I wonder if you'd be happy if we became family. If I was around all the time, would you be fine if you could see me all the time and if we were related? If you were actually my sister and I was your brother, what do you think about that? If we became a family. We can't be a couple if we're a family. Agree with him.
About what?
Yeah, I wonder if we'd be happy.
Oh my god, we can't actually turn him down.
I don't know what that means. Well, so agree with him is, would you be happy if that were the case? Is that agree with him? What the fuck does agree with him mean?
Maybe it actually
does it mean, yes, I would be happy if we were family, or we can't be a couple if we're a family? If this wasn't outlined in pink with sparkles, I would think it would be her going, we can't be a couple if we're a family. Wow! Yay! And so
But now I'm like, oh, that's what that means.
this
that
is the
means...
only context we get, actually, of going, but I would want to date you. Oh, in that case, but we have, like, no, it would be agree with him. But agree with him is so weird sounding.
I'm also just like...
Agree, yes. Yes, I would be fine with that.
Could Byrne be ballsy enough to do that? Like, that'd be such fucking terror of going like, yeah, you're right, we would be family. Like,
Yeah.
and not being concerned that he wouldn't get aggressive or violent.
I think she would be scared, and and the fact is that this is sparkly, though, it makes me concerned, because I feel like my first thought was that she really would say, if we can't be a couple, we're a family, and that would be your realization, and you just blurt it out.
Uh-huh.
And then, I don't know what that would mean for the game. Do you want to
honestly,
just try it?
It's a fucking genius game. It lied to us about My Nurse Girlfriend, where your choices will actually fucking matter and it will affect how the plot, goes out, blah, blah, blah.
Same thing for, Yaoi Beast Boys, it doesn't affect things.
Yeah, this doesn't do jack squat. So honestly, like, that also disgusts me in a way. So I gotta say, especially from a perspective of your character clearly doesn't like this character, in my opinion. And every time they've tried to basically shove the characters together, it feels really awkward. And it feels artificial. And that's what I'm saying, like, author, what the fuck are you doing?
But both of them kind of sound like you're basically on his side of going, no, I wouldn't like that. One just more extreme than the other.
Right.
One going, well, we couldn't date if we were family, and the other one going, yeah, I agree, that'd be really uncomfortable. And, like, it feels like both of them agree with him.
Because you can't flat out say no to anybody in these games, which is really... And then because they have to stay there and they have to keep offering you these options, because that's not how genius games are
Because you're not allowed to actually kick anyone out, unlike in other dating games that are more complex, where if you offend someone, they actually stop trying for your hand. Or they actually stop pursuing you.
Which just makes me feel gross. It feels kind of predatory. Like, where basically if you don't like any of these people, they will not fucking leave you alone.
And the thing is they're writing the character... And so if the character isn't interested, is this meant to be a game where you really are just sort of forced into a romance and that's supposed to be the fun of it? Because it'd be nice if that was like in the tags,
That would be great. Oh, because honestly, there is a genre for that. And that's
all right,
fine.
Friend?
I don't know.
Do you want to take a minute to think about it and we'll come back? Or do you want to just... Like, imagine if the sparkles and diamonds weren't there. Which of the two, like, just statements would you choose based on the character you have right now?
I mean, it would, like, I agree with you about the whole thing of we can't be a couple if we're a family.
Then it would be it.
Truly fucking disgusted, though, that it would...
somehow get you into romance. Or a romantic scene.
God, you guys, I might regret this. So here we go. We can't be a couple if we're a family. Oh.
We are going to play this the best we can for the character we've got.
You're right. We could never be a couple if we're a family. Yeah, I mean, we're still not related by blood.
So you shouldn't have to be too sad or angry at me.
It's still gross, though.
That's wild.
Whoa.
Byrne is like anti-incest in all possible legal ways.
And like I said, there have been awkward situations, and I say awkward loosely because, again, it's a really big, huge social concern in a lot of circles of going, like, we don't want to encourage this. But some people have really just been like, they just knew each other, they grew up around each other, there was no, I feel you as a sibling.
And the thing is like, if he's already 18 or 19, and we're 17 or 18 kind of thing, or I think we did say we were 18, didn't we? So we could go to the, like, party, but we couldn't drink. Anyway,
I think so.
So then it's not like we're going to be raised together. Now, legally, you're not allowed to marry your step-sibling, but you are allowed to be excommunicated and then do so if you want to, kind of thing. Like, there's a way to do it, to get emancipated and stuff. But, like, so the incest concern is twofold. One, psychology, if you have a power imbalance because you were raised together. And two, biology, if you're going to have kids and you're related. So they're not related and they haven't been raised together already. So it's, like, not a big deal. But it's interesting that she goes the direction gross.
And also, at the same time, too, like, you could have a really interesting story about basically having, like, people doing this and going, like, look, we've never had this experience. And that would be an interesting story to write and explore, because that would be a lot of legal issues. That would be a lot of, hey, we go see therapists, we go talk to people, we discuss things, we have discussions between ourselves and other people.
And go, like, what does this look like? And is it the social taboo that's too basically awkward? But, like, okay, so still gross, though. So Byrne is like, I always feel like here that Byrne is not, like, even going, oh, yeah, that would be gross if we were brother and sister, but just going, yeah, now I can say this will be gross without it being taboo because I really don't want you.
And which would be another way to push basically Joey away harder, going like, it's still gross though.
Yep,
like,
totally gross.
Because that's the only thing I say, don't you think so? I look at Joey, whose cheeks are now burning Fred.
As his, like, hovering over me with his hands,
He
tapping
might
me against the
actually
wall.
hurt me. I laugh at him as he falls for my joke. Fucking whoa, Burn, you are.
I am afraid of how intense he just got, so I laugh to lighten the tension.
Yeah.
It's that sort of thing where someone says something and they're like, I will say what I actually feel. Oh shit, you didn't like it. Well, it was a joke, don't you know?
I test the waters. You freak out and I backpedal real fast.
Backpedal real hard.
I'm just kidding, Joey. I don't mind if we become a family, because that's clearly what you're mad about. Is that what you're mad? It means we can hang out together all the time.
Which is clearly what you want.
Are
you out of your mind, Bern? Are you like crazy? Like, are you just like, insane? Like, what are you thinking in that head of yours? We can't be a family. Like, we just can't. Like, it's not possible. Like, you and me, we're not going to be a family. Dang it, we can't be a family.
Why not?
Oh, come on, Bern. Come on. Like, like, come on, Bern. How could you not, like, oh, dang it, how could you not know? You realize that both of us used to have, like, special feelings for each other, like, right? Like, we talked about this, like, like, so we had that thing where it was unofficial, but it was there, like, back in the high school when I talked about, like, when I was leaving and like, you got your feelings hurt about the thing and stuff, we both had those feelings, like, yeah, dang it,
Yeah, but it's in the past now, Joey.
Yeah, did back then.
A long time. You know why I like to emphasize that we are different? Because we are different.
Let me just emphasize the past. Yeah, the past.
Past. It's okay. That was more than 3 years ago. That's ancient history. Please fucking put it down.
That's like a sixth of my life.
God, like, this reminds me really aggressively of somebody that I knew basically in, elementary and middle school for a while, and she got really aggressive with me when I contacted her some time ago, and my friend remembers this person. And there was this level of going, like, you don't understand, we should be together because we got along so well, and that I always saw us basically as dating and whatever else, and I was like, whoa, dude, that was a long time ago.
And that's not what we were.
Or that was just a different experience, and that's fine that you had that experience, but I really didn't. And it was not put down, and
the
like, I had to stop talking, like, I hadn't talked to them in years.
I'll say she was really just like at my good friend Scandal here, just being like, but we felt that way and we had that thing.
And I was like,
no, we didn't.
Oh, lordy, no.
All right, more than 3 years ago.
It was just puppy love.
And the tapering off all the time just supports so much this idea that Bern is really uncomfortable of going, I just can't, like, I don't even know how to say anything affirmatively. It was just puppy love. Will you accept that, basically?
Please? Suddenly, Joey leans his face close to mine.
I try to push my head back through the wall. It doesn't work.
It fails.
Why?
It's close enough that I can feel his breath on my skin.
Oh, God.
I gulp nervously. Everybody that I've met in the past year is trying to physically assault me. This is great. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah, we're just trying. What are you doing?
Joey smirks at me.
See? You're nervous. See, like when I'm pointing out, like, you were blushing, and then I told you what your blushing meant, and then see, like, right now, like, you're nervous. And it's not like you're nervous because, any specific reason that might, like, be like you're uncomfortable. It's because, because you still like me. Because, like, I can prove you still like me just by saying, like, any kind of nervousness is actually you liking me. That's what it is.
It's more like I'm surprised.
Because I can't say, I'm uncomfortable. That would be rude. We're family. Like, if you're family, you'll have to get used to it. You have to get used to me being around all the time. You have to get used to me having access to you because, like, I'll get to if we're family, if we live together, if I live here all the time.
Now you're basically threatening to...
Oh. If we're family, I'll barge into your room whenever I want. Like, dang, I'll just come in anytime I like to. I just, because I won't have to knock because I'll be your brother, so I can just come in whenever I want.
Are you threatening to, like, assault us if we're family?
Or that basically you will have no privacy of any kind or basically space from me because if I live here and I am your family, I kind of own you.
What is fucking wrong with these characters?
I don't know.
Oh my God, unless you want this kind of aggressive fantasy, that's fine.
Again, this game is fine in a fictional context. Like, you could write whatever you want. This just feels really dark.
This is also, again, not what we expected, and I'm trying to remember the name of the lovely person who sponsored us originally to play this, where they were like, oh my God, I couldn't get past the beginning, and I'm like, my dude, it got worse.
Was that Bijou Kaibo?
It might have been Bijou Kaiba.
I think so. We're gonna have to double check. And the thing is we get a lot of names these days. So if you're watching this and you're like, hey, how do you not remember my name? Apologies. I was gonna say, but like it's been a little while since we've been on this game, and we've been busy with a lot of projects. But I think that we're gonna look it up at any rate.
We will totally.
I was gonna say, but originally this game was sponsored, and we did a run, and they were just like, this game was so weird. And and the game is continuing to be really weird. Like, the tone is really strange compared to the other Genius games we've played.
I know.
And, like, again, for being not rated teen or anything like that, just rated everyone, this feels very dark.
Like, whoa. But there's a lot more that people actually talk about that you can, and I don't want to say get away with, because that sounds kind of like you're saying, oh, we're all so naughty or so bad or it's a terrible thing. But like people mentioning going that you can basically, quote, get away with things because it's written in text and it's not something that's explicitly pointed out.
There's a lot that you can do that's either implied or that's done vaguely or approximately, because that's how rating systems work. As long as it's not ground into your face and you're allowed to draw some of your own interpretations, then they're going, oh, it's safe for a lot of people, because the people who are too young for it won't get it.
Right?
And that's basically how a lot of movies work that are like, you know, PG, parental guidance. It has some adult jokes in it, but they're going to go right over the head of the kids.
Right?
You know?
Okay, well, we'll deal with this in the next one. Oh my god, I'm kind of...
You're going to be okay. I will support you.
Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos. If you're having a good time with us, please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi or Patreon. We've got some links in the description down below. And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!